All right, Shalom. I want to start by saying, HALAL, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, KAKADASH. Double honors to the apostles of Israel, a.k.a. the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and love to all the Akim, continue to preach the truth and all truth and sincerity. So, so I believe it yesterday or Thursday, I came across this page I follow on Instagram, and go by the name of End Time Headline, I believe. And he posts some good shit. So basically, when I see stuff he posts, because usually he posts things that's like current. Hold on 1 second. Anyway, so he posts things that's a little like more so current, and he posted something about the article I'm about to bring out, the topic I'm about to bring out, the scientists warning of of shorter days coming within weeks. All right, and I looked it up, and it was a recent article, it was like a day or two ago. This article is from July 3rd, so this is yesterday, and there was another article from like July 2nd. And it just goes to show, because that also ties into prophecy, because like Yahawashi said that unless those days be shortened for the elect's sake, no flesh should be saved. Now, I always say there's more than one way to skin a cat. Now, does that mean that a day is not going to be 24 hours? No, not in particularly. Does that mean that it's not going to be 7 days a week? Or the way we know it, the setup? No. Is it going to shorten the week? No. Everything's going to go the same. The Sabbath is going to be the same. A month, a year is all going to follow its course. But the Lord just said that the days shall be shortened. So, like, if you look at what's going on now, people talk about, like, time like is flying quicker than usual. And the days are flying by. Because why the days flying by? Because why? We're at the actual end. We're at the end of Esau's kingdom. America's about to be destroyed. Israel is being awakened more and more. The elect is being risen up more and more. So now it's about time for this place to go. So now the Lord is like, I'm about to shorten the days, because what? This devil was running amok, destroying the earth and all the things therein. People are dying of sickness and cancers and all that shit, violence. So what the Lord will have to come back, and then ultimately, what's the devil going to do? This devil is going to deceive everybody, and by then, all flesh will be tainted, and the Lord is not going, the Lord's not going to have that happen, especially while the Lord has His elect. Because remember, the Lord said, "Well, it should be something that should not bow your knees to Baal." Baal, present day, is going to be this devil system. But going to this article, so this is from the U.S. Sun, and it says. One of shortest days on record expected this month, as scientists warn Earth's rotation is unexpectedly speeding up. See, the Earth rotation is speeding up. It said, and who do you think is doing that? Who has the power to rotate the Earth quicker? Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Did He not create the Earth and all the things therein? Did He not create the heavens? So why? So if the Lord said the days will be short, that's one of the ways He's gonna do it, rotating the Earth quicker. Remember, it's just a ball spinning in a sense, So it says the shortest day recorded since 2020 was July 5th, 2024, which was a full 1.66 milliseconds shorter than average. Now that may not sound like much, but it's something. The Lord didn't say how much He was going to shorten it. He just said He was going to shorten it. He can shorten it however He sees fit. But I can say, along with a lot of people out here, that time is moving fast, and it wasn't always, and they always feel like that. Now, granted, they can say, "Oh, because we're getting older," but no. I asked a brother, I asked his son, who I believe was like 10 or 11. I asked him like, "Yo, do you think time is moving fast?" And he said, "Yeah." So now you have, can I always say trust the science? So now you have a scientist warning of shorter days within weeks. All right. And so he said the shortest day recorded since 2020 was July 5th, 2024, which is a year ago, which is a full 1.66 milliseconds shorter than average. It says the first of the shorter days will take place next week. Now, this article came out yesterday, and they're saying that the first of the shorter days will take place next week. And it says, it's likely all thanks to the moon, which also Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI created. It all goes back to Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, the one true living God. So he says, it's all likely thanks to the moon, according to Popular Mechanics, which is another platform. It says the dates fall when our lunar satellite will be its furthest from Earth's equator. This can expect the rate of the Earth's rotation, which causes slight variations in the length of a day. But remember, the Lord created all of this. So this is what he's doing, and now he has these scientists realizing and observing it. And I just go to show that the words of Yahawah BAHASHAM are faithful and true. It says, although experts have not yet confirmed the cause of the change, but what? I'm confirming, even though I ain't much of nothing, but the confirmation is there. Yahawah, matter of fact, since Esau want to say, oh, experts are not confirmed yet the cause of this change, let's go into the cause of the change. No, I'm going to go into the NLC as well. You know what? I'm going to start verse 21. So this is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 21, and it says, for then shall there be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And when you go into NLT, it says, for there will be greater anguish than at any time since the world began, and it will never be so great again. So these are the times we live in right now. And if you look at what's happening right now, these times are getting unbelievable, man. It's getting crazy out here, man. You got people murdering people for the most pettiest of reasons, man. You got children unaliving their parents because they say, oh, they couldn't go out, or they got their cell phone taken away, things like that. And then you just having these random unalivings, man. It's so much going on. And on top of that, you still have a full-fledged world war taking place and coming into fruition. These are the things that people don't understand, that these all tie into prophecy. And that's what the prophets of Yahawah BAHASHAM, the one true living God, have been saying for years. And no other religion, no other doctrine has been explaining the things happening in real time and in reality, man. They're talking all this bullshit and all that whatever about religion, but the prophets ain't talking about no religion. We're talking about the one true living God and what he said was going to take place in these days from the very beginning that it was told and written. There's no other God. Allah didn't write nothing. Buddha, all these other, they didn't write nothing. There are no other gods. And how is it that what's happening right now, which was written thousands of years ago, and now it's taking place? Case in point, the MOTB. The MOTB, man. How is John writing this a couple thousand years ago about people getting something implanted in their skin and in their body, and that no man could buy or sell save he that had that mark? How else? And how is that? And ironically, people that have the microchip now that can open doors and make payments, palm payments, all this technology is happening now. That's how you know we at the end. In verse 22, it says, and except those days be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So what? Those days of calamity, those days of anguish, man. Matter of fact, yesterday in my hometown, over here on the East Coast in Jersey, people saying there was like a damn near tornado, and two people were taken out by it, and there was a immense amount of damage done, man. Friends of mine in the world, we got a group chat. Put in the group chat there was trees that fell in somebody's house, or in somebody's bedroom. Tell me that's not destruction, and tell me that's not the judgment of Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. And it's gonna be times, it's gonna be worse than this, man. Remember, that's a quote unquote natural disaster. Imagine once the natural disaster is being done by man's hands. All right, but continue on. So read that in the NLT. It says, in fact, this is Yahawah speaking, by the way. So he says, in fact, unless the time of calamity is shortened, and now where we're in the time of right now, we're in the time of calamity. These are calamities that's happening. If you having people being unalive for the dumbest of reasons, that's calamity. You having missiles being bombed and dropped on people, that's calamity. What's happening over there in the Middle East, in our land, Israel, Gaza, Palestine, Russia, Ukraine, the wars, the rumors of wars, all these things taking place, What, like, this is calamity right here. Matter of fact, let's go into the word calamity. I'm just going to etymology of it. Get some pretext. Just hold up. So when you go into calamity from the early 15th century, it says damage, state of adversity, a great misfortune or cause of misery. It's from the Old French calamite, and from the Latin calamitum. It says damage, loss, failure, disaster, misfortune, adversity. And these are the things, and remember, and there's more to come. Because the Lord said, what? This is the beginning of sorrow. So these are the beginning of the calamities, man. Wait till there's an actual food shortage, man. Wait till there's an actual famine. Wait till the trucks actually are stopping and never running again. Wait till those days come. Jacob's trouble, man. Wait till they say that you can't buy or sell except you get this microchip in your hand. Those are the days those are the days of calamity, the days that are called what? Jacob's trouble. And these are the things that the prophets of YAHAWASHI have been warning about for decades, man. The very moments we're in right now have been preached upon the earth for years. Before I was born. Hell, before the apostles of GMS were born, technically. When that man I don't know if it's Abba Bivens or the Marshall, I forget which guy. I want to say it was Abba Bivens. He was born in, like, I believe they say he was born in the 20s. So that goes to show, and he was born in the 20s. So that's post like all of the chattel slavery up until now, the 2020s. So we talking about a good 100 years since the Lord had this truth first be established on the earth. I mean, all right. And now look how much it's blossomed. Look how much this fruit has grown. And now look how much now the prophecies are coming to pass. So yeah, so basically it says damage. So this is calamity, damage, loss, failure, disaster, misfortune, adversity, state of adversity, misery, a great misfortune. That's what calamity is. And the Lord said that those days of calamity be shortened. So that's why these things are going to pick up, and as they pick up faster, they're going to get worse. So let's go back to this. Go back to this article. So because it said that although experts have not yet confirmed the cause of the change, now the change being that these shorter days that's coming, but the cause of this change is YAHAWASHI. So it says that the International Rotation and Reference Systems has found that July 9th, July 22nd, and August 5th will be the shortest days since 2020. And it says as much as 1.51 milliseconds, which adds up to 7, 5 plus 2, 5 plus 1 and 1 is 7, will be shaved off the clock according to an expert. According to experts, it says, while that doesn't seem like much and won't be noticeable, scientists say it's pretty significant time jump. Now, didn't the Lord just say the days shall be shortened? And literally, they're saying that the day is going to be shorter. It says nobody expected this. Leonid Zotov, Earth rotation expert from Moscow State University, told TimeAndDate.com. It says the cause of this acceleration is not explained. Most scientists believe it is something inside the Earth. Yeah, I bet you do. But you see how Esau try to make it. See, but the Lord they even have to say that they're not completely sure what's causing this change. But the prophets of YAHAWASHI know, and we're telling you that the Yahawah said that those days shall be shortened, man. And that's why time is flying. Time is legit flying more and more. We're already over halfway through the year now. So what's it, the third quarter of the year, right? Was it, yeah, we're like in the third quarter of the year now? Oh, shit. So it's not sure. It says ocean and atmospheric models don't explain the huge acceleration. See what? They don't have an answer. Because YAHAWASHI is out of their pay grade. They're not going to give reference to a God. especially the one true living God. They're always going to go to their science. And all their resources is not making sense on what's causing the change. And that's a testament to the power of Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. So call Lord Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. It says the shortest they recorded since 2020 was July 5th, 2024, which was a full 1.66 milliseconds shorter than average. It says, and here's where my antennas went up. So it says before 2020, Earth never experienced a day shorter than the average by much more than a millisecond. Before 2020, now what happened in 2020? You had the C-19. And I be talking with brothers all the time. We be talking about like the cursor of 2020 to now. A lot has changed. Like the actual 2020 time started. It felt like time was moving faster because real talk during the lockdown, the time flew because the pandemic started. The emic started, and C-19 first came about, and I want to say late January because I remember when Kobe Bryant died. In an article, I believe it was TMZ. It said something about C-19 in one of the side thumbnails of the article. It was talking about that. And then the whole lockdown started in March, late March. So it really started within the year of 2020. All right? And they saying that it was no really there was no real significant shorter day except a millisecond until 2020. Or before 2020, I should say. And that's when a lot of shit changed in the earth. That's when a lot of things changed as far as Esau and his rulership and his domain and his technology and all of that. A lot changed. All right? The dynamic of the earth and the dynamic of America changed. All right? It says, but in the past 5 years, so from 2020 to now, it says, but in the past 5 years, it's been more likely to see days during the summer that are nearly half a millisecond shorter than pre-2020 levels. Days on Earth have not always been 24 hours long. Now here goes some bullshit. They talk about between the dinosaur-dominated Mesozoic era and the Bronze Age, days were roughly only 20 hours. Now that's them talking about the Earth being like 60-something million years old. That's not the case. But going back to some real shit, it says, hold on. So it says, here go Esau. Look at Esau. It says projections suggest that in 200 million years, a day will extend to 25 hours. Man, shut the fuck up. You need to be thinking about how you're going to get through these next 2 years, my guy. Because right now, the whole earth despises you. So you talk about 200 million years from now, it's going to be 25-hour days. That's the least of your worries, man. And when your time comes where the Lord puts you into captivity, you're gonna pray for shorter days. But we're gonna be immortals, and you're gonna be at the bottom. You're gonna be at your actual position, which is what? The base of men. But anyway, it says Earth may need to take a drastic measure to keep up with the new pace by introducing a negative leap second in 2029, according to a study published in Nature last year. It says this is an unprecedented situation and a big deal. Study lead author and geophysicist at the Scripps Institution of Oceanography at the University of California, Duncan Agnew, said at the time, "It's not a huge change in the Earth's rotation that's going to lead to some catastrophe or anything, but it's something notable." You damn right it's something notable because what? It's your time being closer to ending on the top, and that's what you're not going to say, but we're going to say it. We are the prophets of Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI going to say this. These days, these little milliseconds you're talking about, that's notable. That's notable because what? That's meaning your days are going shorter. And as each day goes by, you're getting further from being on the top. Esau, you elites. So you elites, you know these scientists, you see these things. You're fronting the bill. And check it. Shorter days. And the days are going by faster. That means we're going faster to your end and your destruction. And that was the end of the article. So yeah, so that's proving what the Lord is saying is faithful and true. Except those days be shortened, man. And now they're actually talking about the days being shortened, literally. and you know that goes into figuratively too, because when you think about it, like when you think about the cares of this world and the stress of this, it does make time move faster, man. Because everybody trying to figure out what to do, they try to figure out how to get their head above water and all that shit, man. But the Lord said, if those days be short, no flesh shall be saved. So if this devil will continue to rule and go about how they going about it, everybody would die. You already got this devil talking about population control, culling the population down from 9 billion to 500 million. A true fucking despicable piece of shit devil that's talking about population control. Who the fuck are you to talk about controlling the population, man? That's what this diligent search that they doing, man. But now what? That's why they said it's notable and it's something to look at, man. Because as it's going further, you're getting closer to being put out the way for good. And you'll never rule again. That's right. You elite, you Rothschilds, all you motherfuckers, you're never going to rule again. Thus saith Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, your enemy, your immortal enemy. And he's coming to throw your ass in slavery. That day is approaching quicker and quicker. So come with they're going to come with their bullshit. Y'all going to come with your bullshit. Y'all going to come with your martial law. Y'all going to come with your C-hip. Y'all going to come with Jacob Trump. The Lord going to have you bring it on. But it's going to be some of you ain't going to be able to touch. And that's the Lord's elect. And the ones that the Lord does allow you to maybe unalive, those going to be the ones that are going to rise when rise first when Yahawah comes back. That's what you don't understand. But either way, you're screwed. You're fucking toast. And that's why you scraping and scrambling and running around doing the bullshit you're doing. Fucking distractions. Fucking Diddy trials. Fuck all that shit, man. We're talking about Yahawah coming back. We're talking about the one true living God sending his son, his only begotten son back to deliver the rest of his sons and daughters and put you nations in captivity where the fuck you belong, under the seed of Jacob. And that's what it is. And that's why these days are being shortened, man. Leading up to the return of Yahawah, that great and dreadful day upon the heathen and 2/3 of our people. But that's all I want to bring out. So so with that, Lord willing, this is edified. I want to give all praises to Yahawah, BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM KAKADASH. Double honor to the positive Israel, aka the positive great millstone, and peace of love to all the Akim, to all the Akim pushing the truth and all sincerity and truth. Hey, fuck America, fuck your Independence Day. Hey, speaking of which, you're at your 249th anniversary, right? Well, I bet the average empire is 250 years, so you about done with that. And around my way, this whole thing with this storm that happened, it had they canceled the so-called 4th of July parade, Independence Day parade. Well, don't got shit to do with us. But with that, I'm gonna say shalom.